For most of the tech industry's history, innovation had a physical shape. You could see it, hold it, and compare it side by side with what came before. New hardware meant new designs, new ports, new buttons, and sometimes entirely new product categories. Today, that visible form of progress is slowing down, not because innovation has stopped, but because it has moved somewhere less obvious. Across the US tech industry, software is quietly replacing hardware as the primary engine of innovation. One of the biggest reasons for this shift is hardware maturity. Smartphones, laptops, wearables, and consumer electronics have reached a point where performance exceeds the needs of most users. Processing power, screen quality, storage, and connectivity are already good enough for everyday tasks. The difference between one hardware generation and the next has become incremental rather than transformative. When new hardware no longer changes how people live or work in obvious ways, companies look elsewhere to create meaningful progress. Software fills that gap more effectively than hardware ever could. Instead of redesigning physical components, companies now unlock new capabilities through updates, algorithms, and cloud-connected intelligence. Cameras improve through computational photography rather than new lenses. Audio quality improves through software tuning instead of bigger speakers. Battery life improves through power management and optimization, not just larger batteries. The device stays the same, but the experience evolves. This shift dramatically changes the economics of innovation. Hardware development is slow, expensive, and risky. It requires long design cycles, supply chain coordination, manufacturing commitments, regulatory approvals, and physical inventory. Software innovation, by contrast, is faster and more flexible. Features can be tested, refined, scaled, or reversed with far less cost and risk. In a US tech environment that now prioritizes efficiency and margin stability, software-first innovation makes far more sense. Scalability is another major factor. Hardware scales linearly. Each additional customer requires another physical device. Software scales exponentially. A single update can improve the experience for millions of users overnight. This makes software a more powerful lever for delivering value, especially as companies focus on maximizing returns from existing user bases rather than chasing constant hardware upgrades. Artificial intelligence has accelerated this transition even further. Many experiences that once required specialized hardware are now delivered through AI-driven software layers. Voice recognition, image processing, personalization, automation, and real-time translation all run on existing devices. The intelligence lives in models and software systems, not in new physical form factors. This reduces the need to invent new gadgets to create new functionality. Software-led innovation also extends the lifespan of hardware. Instead of pushing consumers to replace devices frequently, companies can add new features to products people already own. This aligns with changing consumer behavior. As users keep devices longer, expect continued improvement over time. Software updates become a way to refresh products without requiring new purchases, which strengthens long-term customer relationships. This trend has changed how hardware itself is designed. Devices are no longer built as fixed-function products. They are built as flexible platforms. Sensors, processors, and connectivity are designed to support future software capabilities that may not exist at launch. The real differentiation happens after release, through updates rather than physical revisions. Economic pressure reinforces this shift. Rising component costs, supply chain uncertainty, and higher manufacturing expenses make hardware experimentation increasingly risky. Software innovation avoids many of these challenges. It depends more on talent than materials, more on infrastructure than logistics. For US tech companies operating in a more cautious market, software innovation offers better returns with lower exposure. Consumer expectations have evolved alongside this change. Users now value convenience, personalization, integration, and reliability more than visible hardware changes. Smarter notifications, adaptive interfaces, seamless syncing, and background intelligence often matter more than new ports or redesigned casings. Software excels at delivering these subtle but impactful improvements. This pattern is especially visible in areas like smart homes, vehicles, and wearables. Hardware changes slowly, but software updates continuously add new behaviors and capabilities. Cars gain features after purchase. Smart devices become more intelligent over time. Wearables deliver deeper health insights without changing shape. Innovation becomes ongoing rather than episodic. Regulatory and compliance pressures also play a role. Physical products face increasing scrutiny around safety, privacy, energy use, and environmental impact. Software updates allow companies to respond more quickly to regulatory changes without redesigning hardware. This flexibility makes software a safer channel for ongoing improvement. Marketing strategies reflect this shift as well. Instead of promoting dramatic new devices, companies increasingly market experiences. Words like smarter, more personal, more adaptive, and more connected dominate messaging. These qualities are driven primarily by software, even when the hardware looks unchanged from one generation to the next. Inside organizations, resource allocation has followed the same direction. More investment flows into software engineering, data science, and infrastructure. Hardware teams focus on reliability, efficiency, and longevity rather than constant reinvention. The goal is to create stable foundations that software can continuously enhance. This does not mean hardware innovation has disappeared. It has become quieter and more foundational. Hardware improvements now exist to enable software capabilities rather than define products on their own. Better sensors, more efficient chips, and improved connectivity matter because they expand what software can do, not because they are flashy selling points. For consumers, this shift can be hard to notice at first. Devices may look the same year after year, even as capabilities change significantly. Innovation becomes less visible, but more deeply integrated into daily life. Products feel smarter without looking different. In the broader US tech landscape, software-led innovation reflects a maturing industry. The focus has shifted away from spectacle and towards sustained value. The winners are no longer the companies that release the most eye-catching hardware, but those that deliver the most useful improvements over time. Ultimately, software is quietly replacing hardware innovation because it fits the realities of today's market. It is faster to deploy, cheaper to scale, easier to adapt, and better aligned with how people actually use technology. The future of innovation is less about what devices look like out of the box and more about how much they can evolve after they're already in your hands.